welcome to another video. So I've been a little bit quiet because I managed to twist my ankle jumping off the kids' trampoline 2 days ago, so I've actually been sitting with my foot up. So today's video is going to be nice and gentle, so we're just going to do a lovely short 20-minute deep stretch, staying down on the mat, so nice and chilled, a lovely way to cool down after a run or some high intensity training or something, or a lovely way to just let the body completely open, stretching out all those tight muscles and just releasing tension. So we're going to begin sitting down in a nice cross-legged position, easy seated pose, Sukhasana, bringing the hands to the knees, and let's just sit up nice and tall, gently relaxing the shoulders down the back. So just feeling nice and rooted into the ground, into the floor. Slowing the breath down, allowing the shoulder blades to just drop down the back and allowing the spine to lengthen. So we're just starting to get all of our alignment back in the right place. Quarantine life can leave us a little bit closed off, a little bit boxed in, so let's try and open everything back out again. Beautiful. So on your next inhale, I just want you to interlace your fingers, press them away from you, round through the spine. And as you inhale, press the hands forwards, lifting the arms up to the sky, shoulders relaxing back down. Beautiful, float your hands all the way down, round behind you. Again, interlace and squeeze the shoulders together. So let's get a nice opening across the front of the body, through the chest and the heart. Staying with that nice slow breath. Beautiful, bring those hands back around to the knees, and let's just start to do some circles with our hips. So nice big circles. So working into the side body, the hips, the shoulders, the abdomen. Nice fluid movements, changing direction when you're ready. So just loosening up the spine. Moving with the flow of your breath. Beautiful, coming back to neutral, and we're going to come into Baddha Konasana. So let's bring the soles of our feet together, holding onto our feet with our hands. So just clasping onto the feet here. Now if it feels very tight, you can bring your feet further away from the body. The closer in towards your body, the deeper the stretch will be. Just gently begin to let the knees come down to the ground. So if it helps, you can flap your legs up and down, or you can go from side to side, or you can just gently come to stillness, releasing down to the mat. So hopefully you're feeling a really nice deep stretch right at the top, towards your groin, hip flexors. So breathing into that area and trying to release. If it feels available to you, bring the elbows to the outside of your shins and bring the heart forwards. So remembering this little light shining out of our heart, let's shine it forwards, let's not shine it down. Sometimes I find it's really nice just to close off the eyes when we're holding stretches for a little bit longer length of time, and really just feel through the body and notice how much we're holding on. So all that resistance, all that tension, try and soften, try and let go. If you don't know how to do this, this is where we use our breath. So just breathing into that area, making a little bit of space as we inhale, and as we exhale, allowing the body to just fall a little bit deeper. Beautiful, gently rocking back up to center. Let's cross the legs again and let's open through the heart one more time. So bringing the hands down by our side, fingertips facing forwards. Gently leaning back into your palms, so opening through the front body, wrapping those shoulders around the back. Shining the heart up to the sky. If it feels okay here, you can lift the hips as well. So really press down into the hands, hands are underneath the shoulders, hips are lifting. Beautiful. Exhale as you gently release back down. So we're going to do quite a lot of work into the backs of the legs, the hamstrings, because naturally they can become very tight, especially when we're sitting around a lot. Or also if you've got into quite a lot of running, which a lot of people are doing now. We are in lockdown, so we're probably tightening up all those muscles in the legs. So we're going to come into Janu Shasasana, which is head to knee pose. So left leg forward, right foot comes into the inside of the left thigh. Press through the ball of the foot and pivot your body round to face over this left leg. We're gently just going to walk those hands forwards. So we're going to hold it for quite a little length of time, so you've got a chance to get really nice and deep into this stretch. So if you have cushions handy, feel free to please prop yourself up with some cushions, placing them under the chest, under the head. But let's keep this length in the spine, so no rounding like this. Keep that chest coming forward. Keep the spine nice and long if you need to. Little bend in this knee will allow you to come down a little bit further. So you can bring the chest towards the thigh and then begin to work on the back of the knee, coming down to the ground. It's up to you, whatever feels good. But just remembering to keep breathing. Again, remember on your inhale to create that space. So maybe hollow out the belly. Bring the chest forwards a little bit more. Then as you exhale, a little bit more space to move into. So the longer we hold these stretches, the more we can work into the fascia, into that deep muscle tissue. So the benefits are brilliant from taking your time. We're always in such a rush, so sometimes it's good to just slow down. Beautiful. So we'll really gently come out of these poses when we've been in things a bit longer. You need to take a little bit more time coming out. Lovely. So coming back up to a nice long spine, let's take it into a twist. So just bring that left foot directly in front of you, right foot crosses over, Ardha Matsyendrasana, half Lord of the Fishes pose. So you want to hug this right knee all the way in towards the chest, sitting up nice and tall. There are two options here. You can keep the left leg long. If you want to take it a little bit deeper, you sweep the left leg around, making sure the sit bones are down into the ground. So it's really up to you which version you take. There's no right or wrong. But then gently just begin to hug your left knee in, taking your right hand round behind you, keeping long in the spine. So if you want to here, you can take a bind. You can reach that right arm all the way around and thread your left hand underneath your right thigh. Remember, nice deep breaths. And keep your neck in line with your spine. So there's no point in just craning your neck all the way around here. Just keep it in the same direction as the spine. Feeling that lovely rotation, that little twist. Hopefully you're feeling a nice big opening on the outside of your right thigh, your right glute. One more breath here. And then taking it back to center. Well done, everyone. So just shaking those legs out. letting everything go. We'll go on the other side. So remember, we're going to come into a nice big long hold with this first one. So we want this time to have our right leg extended and our left foot coming to the inside of our right thigh. So left knee's dropping down, body's rotating to face over this right leg, and we'll simply just walk our hands forwards. So if you want your cushions or anything here, something to support you, it's really nice to wedge something, any old cushion from a sofa, from your bed, would be absolutely fine if you don't have a bolster, but let's take our time. So whatever you do, we're not rounding here, we're keeping long, heart shining forwards. You need to little bend in that knee, might allow your chest to come down. So then we've got the contact here between the chest and the thigh. And then what I'm going to bring my awareness to is the back of my knee and start working that down towards the floor. So either way is fine. As long as in both options our backs are nice and long, our spines are nice and long. As I breathe in, I'm going to hollow out my belly, so really suck that navel back towards the spine. And as I exhale, I'm going to bring the body forwards and down. But also keeping that sense of shoulder blades wrapping around the back. So we're making sure that nothing is rounding, nothing is arching. It's absolutely fine if you want to keep your head and neck down. Head to knee pose after all, but don't compromise that by rounding through the spine. One more breath here. Really well done, everybody. And we'll gently release. So again, taking our time, coming up that stretch nice and slowly, coming back up to a neutral spine and just taking this right leg, so it's right in front of us, stepping the left leg all the way over to the other side. So again, the two options, so growing nice and tall, right leg can stay out in front, or we can swing it around behind us. Oh, that's my bad ankle. I'm not sure if I like that option. Oh no, it's okay. So sit bones come down, lengthening up nice and tall through the spine, hugging your left knee in with your right arm. And just gently releasing the left hand behind, coming into Ardha Matsyendrasana, half Lord of the Fishes pose. Stay with the breath again. If you want to bind, left hand comes around, right hand reaches underneath the left thigh. And remember to keep your neck in line with the spine. Feeling that lovely twist into the thoracic spine. So we want to work into the middle of our spine here. Again, use your breath. So as you inhale, grow a little taller. As you exhale, twist a little deeper. Hopefully you can hear me. I feel really rude with my back to everyone. So one more breath. And gently releasing, so coming back around, just releasing off those legs, taking them out in front, giving them a little shake. Beautiful, well done. So we're going to come through to a straddle. So we're going to come side on to our mat, just open those legs out, so nice and wide. Whatever feels good for you today. Don't need to do anything crazy, anything too extreme. So let's just come to a point where we can already feel that nice deep stretch into those muscles at the very tops of our thighs. So the adductor muscles, the insides of our thighs and our groin, all the muscles around that area. Pressing away with the feet, with the balls of the feet or the heels, so whatever feels good, lengthening through the spine. And we're going to come forwards if it feels good. So get that little tilt in the pelvis first. You might want to roll the flesh away from your sit bones, coming as far forward as feels good for you. So you might not want to come forward at all. Or you might want to come down onto a cushion. onto the forearms, or maybe you can fold all the way down to the floor. Coming back to the breath, and I suggest here we close off those eyes again. So taking our time, allowing the body to just gradually, slowly release into the stretch. Keep visualizing your thighs being heavy, so those femur bones really pressing down into the floor, so we're not bending through the legs. Our legs are lovely and solid, grounding down. Again, coming back to the breath, keeping the spine nice and long. Maybe moving a little bit deeper if we feel we can. Beautiful. So let's gently again release from this, coming all the way back up. Lovely, but keeping the legs as they are, we're going to take it into a side stretch. So I want you to reach your left hand down inside your left leg and sweep your right arm all the way up and over. Now if this feels okay, we're going to take our left hand all the way to the other side. So we're kind of in a crisscross position. Should feel a nice deep stretch down the side of the right torso. Keep opening through the right shoulder. Back to center. Beautiful. So we'll go on the other side. So we'll begin by just walking the right hand down, sweeping the left arm over. So option to stay here if this feels okay. Keeping the left shoulder nice and open. If you want to, we're going to do the crisscross. And releasing back to center. Well done, everybody. So just rolling back up. We're going to gently release our knees. We've been in straddle for quite a long time, so just gently lifting, sliding those legs back in, coming back to cross-legged just for a moment. Let's just take a twist to release from those deep stretches. So we're going to take left hand across to the right knee, right hand comes round behind. Stay nice and long. And back to the other side. So hopefully that will just release off the spine, counteract some of those deep forward bends, back bends. Beautiful. Back to center. We're going to spin around, taking the feet out in front of us. Sit bones grounded down into the floor. Hands come behind us. Now we're going to come into a reverse tabletop. So fingertips facing forwards. Gently bring their feet to hip distance apart, grounding down, lifting those hips. So you want to make sure your wrists are underneath your shoulders. Neck is in line with the spine. Keep lifting through the hips. Feel the chest expanding. Feel that stretch into the shoulders. Squeezing through the glutes and hugging those inner thighs together. 2 more breaths here. Beautiful, gently lowering back down. Well done, everyone. So I want to take it into a heron. So if you can, I'm going to give you 2 options. We're going to take this left leg down behind us like this. So if that's not good for you, you can keep the left leg in a cross-legged position, so you can just bring it back into a half Sukhasana. Either or. So if you've got that leg back, We're going to interlace our fingers and bring them underneath. So in either option, taking hold of the bottom of your right leg. Sitting up nice and tall, inhaling, lengthening through that leg. Shining that heart up towards the toes. Drawing the chest forward, shoulder blades back. Pressing through the back heel. Really nice, keep growing long through the spine. Pressing the back of the knee away. 2 more breaths. Drawing those toes back towards the head. If you don't feel too much of a stretch, you keep flexing through the foot, pressing through the heel. You'll feel it a lot deeper. And gently releasing. So hugging that knee in, and we're going to swap sides. So let's take the left leg around, swap that right leg round so it's behind us, otherwise coming into cross-legged. Again, sitting up nice and tall, thread the hands underneath, interlace the fingers and the hands underneath the foot. When you're ready, lengthen that leg away. So heart is shining up towards our toes, heel is pressing away, back of the knee is pressing away, toes are coming back down towards our face, shoulders wrapping around the back, and breathing nice and deeply, softening through the face. So just make sure your face is soft. There's nothing we're holding on to anywhere. We're letting the whole body release. Beautiful, gently lowering that leg back down. So I'm going to give you the option here to take both legs round. So draw both legs round. If that's too much and you can't get your sit bones down, just come into a kneeling position. But if you can, we're going to bring those sit bones down inside our feet. That's the word I'm looking for, feet. So you can stay here, holding onto the feet if you want. But we're going to begin to lower back into our reclining hero. So first stage will be to just walk those hands back, opening through the heart. This might be enough for you. Otherwise, options to come down onto those forearms. Or we can lower all the way down to the ground. So I just need to shuffle a little bit forward because there's always a sofa in my way. So if you want to, we're going to come all the way down to the ground. So lowering down. And maybe just releasing those arms behind your head. So whichever stage of this pose you're in, it should be a lovely, lovely heart opener, releasing across the whole front body. Breathing into the spine and the chest. Not often that we put ourselves in vulnerable positions like this, so the body is very open. Brilliant counter to all the hunching and slouching and looking at phones and watching screens that we do. Two more full body breaths here, so nice long inhales through the nose and slowly exhaling, and again inhaling through the nose, nice long exhale. Beautiful, so we'll gently release. So you can hold on to your feet if that feels good. Pressing back up onto the forearms and gently releasing back to center. Lifting the bottom, we're going to sweep our feet all the way round and finish with a lovely forward fold, Paschimottanasana. So we're bending the spine forwards and backwards, really letting it kind of unwind, release. So again, keep that spine nice and long, pressing down through the backs of the legs, nice and slowly this time, coming down into our forward fold. So it might be nice to bend the knees a little so you can get that contact with the chest and the thighs first. And then gently release the head and the neck and begin to press the backs of the knees back down to the earth as we begin to release. So spine is lovely and long. Have a sense of the crown of the head travelling forwards rather than rounding backwards. We're still moving forwards, just trying to flatten off that back and press the backs of the legs down to the ground. You can completely release the head and the neck here, so wherever you are, let the head and the neck just release. Useful place to use cushions and bolsters if you want to here, guys. Sometimes it's nice to just come up a little bit to then travel back down. Two more nice full body breaths. Big inhale through the nose. A lovely long exhale. One more time. Inhaling this time on the exhale, just allow the body to completely release, coming down just that little bit deeper. Beautiful, gently rolling your way back up nice and slowly, giving everything a little shake, and then hopefully you should feel lovely and open, nice and relaxed, nice and stretched out, and a bit more free and relaxed to face the rest of your day. So thank you for tuning in. I hope you all have a lovely day, everybody. Namaste.